So I hope now most of you people are now comfortable with what is cloud. So and then yeah, any doubt in the cloud? Like, did you understood what is cloud and how do we get it? So everybody went through it through Pushpa's machine. Huh? Yeah. So before that one, like you have to have user ID and password for your cloud provider, and then they have got lots of options where you can create the VM, and then your machine will be there, and you can just go and do whatever you want. Okay. So that is cloud platform basically. Okay. So and one more thing is, I will ask some question. So with there is a COVID situation. So okay. So what do you think? More and more people will be moving to cloud? Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. So before that, there are some terms that are used. So I will just tell you. So what is on-premise software and what is cloud software? So anybody having any idea what is on-premise software? Yeah. Okay. I will tell you. So SAP. Let's say SAP. So anybody knows what is SAP? Okay, SAP is software automation process or ERP software. So basically in big factories, right? So they will install, they used to have that software. Okay, so this is also one of the topic we have SAP. You need to know it. So in the factories, like okay, there are many departments. So in the bigger factories, or maybe yeah, yeah. So there is a raw materials department. Let's say Mercedes Benz company, or General Motors, or even Maruti Suzuki. So they have raw materials department. There is a production department. There is a like assembling department. There is a sales department. Okay. So sales department says I have a demand, or like let's say around 50,000 cars are booked for different variant. Okay, to make 50,000 variants, so how many steerings are required, how many tires are required? So the software will calculate and give a data. Okay, so for 50,000, 50,000 into 4, 50,000 into 4. So how many? Five. That this one also, right? So how many tires are there? So and there is a stores department is there. So they will see that one. Okay, whether I have to make this many cars, whether I have this many tires or not to make that assemble. So this many tires, this many doors, this many front glass, this many bulbs, or so all those details. Okay, so that will give the details. So how many I have? I have out of let's say around 2 lakhs. So I have already 1 lakh already with me, and 1 lakh I have to procure. So there is a separate tire manufacturer. They have to give that order. So previously, let's say around some 10-15 years back, so it used to be there on the software, on-premise software. So what is on-premise software is, so SAP will come and give the software and install it on the machine. So only at that time, so they would have entered all the data. So I have this much machine. So only if that data they have entered only from that installed software. So you're like, okay, so on-premise software works only within LAN. So that's the difference. So each machines are connected with the LAN cable. So that's why they work, and so that like it will gather all the data and give it for the project management. So there is a separate project management. I want to make this many cars. So I need to have this many raw materials and I have to get it. So this is what only within the LAN it used to work. So with improved thing, with cloud thing, what is the advantages? They can access the data even from the mobile because it is only through that link. So that they will get the link and user ID and password. Okay, so this is what with the cloud offering that they don't have to install. So that too, those software that install on-premise software are heavy. So it will take let's say around 1 GB or 2 GB of that software install. So you might have, so all of you have experience of installing some softwares, right? Yeah. So in that problem of installing, so like the installation has got lots of at least half day it will take time or something like that. So that half day of time is now you can just have your user ID and password. They will give that link and the software UI will open. So that is what cloud. Okay. So with COVID situation, so even the MDM or whatever we have, right? So same situation. So many customers, because of data is very much sensitive asset. So mostly most people are using on-premise software. So now they have moved to moving. In fact, many of them are moving to cloud platform. So this is what happening. That's why lots of MDM projects, especially on cloud, are in the demand. Okay. So these are some of the basics. So you need to understand these terms basically. Okay. So now coming to the putty. So I will use a different DigitalOcean putty as of now, and I will tell the reason also why this has not been given. Yeah. Okay. So okay, I forgot. So this is putty, that if you want to access your putty, this is something very commonly you need to have this one. Okay. So before that, there are some shortcuts that all of you need to practice. So just putty and right click and make it as pin to start. Okay. So that it will come to your desktop. So you don't have to again and again like go there and install or download. So that like it will be here. So one more shortcut is there. So just give it and there is a save. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So we have to give the name. So once we give it, we just have to select it because now we have saved it. So each time you don't have to give the IP address because you save lots of time. Okay. So there is one more thing you all need to have it. That is WinSCP. So how many of you have it? I am not told, right? WinSCP last session I have not told. Yeah, no problem. So again for the WinSCP, you have to give the this user ID and password, and then you can log in. So this is basically what it does is in that server, how many folders are there, you can see it through UI. Okay, so this is just like a Windows experience, you can have it. Okay, so now the problem that I have not given, this is from a DigitalOcean. This is much easier to use compared to Oracle software we have. Okay, so we have lots of important data. Okay, so this data mostly like anybody can delete it as of now. Okay, so that's why if I give it by accidentally, if somebody deletes any of these data, so we will be in the trouble. That's why I'm not given. So we have a workaround for that. I'm going to give one small task for that part. Okay. So what is the workaround is, so in Linux, we can give, uh, we can just like in Windows, we create users, right? So we have users. So we have to create a dev user, test user, something like that. So any team who, okay, I will give, first I will tell the task. So create a user, and then see most of them. So you can understand this read write access. Okay, most of the folders have got this is RWX, something like that is one. So these are all read write access. So all these folders have got read write access. Okay. So if you can see read write read read, that's what it means. So the in the just by command we have to create a user, and for that user only read access for some of the folders you have to give. So this task. So which team wants to take it? Okay. Okay. So Pushpa, you can take that task. Okay, I will help it, no problem. So you just go and find it, create a user, okay, and then you only read access. So I will be giving this cloud access from going onwards. Okay. So at that time, only few of your directory, whatever you create, only that you will have read, write, delete access. Okay. So this is a small task, like read, write access and all not that much difficult. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And you can see uh, the folder structures are made like something like this. Okay. So this is the top directory where all the folders are there. Okay. So, okay. Now coming to the, I had given one more task. So what is shell script? So how many of you gone through it? Shell script? Yeah. Right. Okay. You created any shell script? Huh? Okay, that is not shell script. Okay, I sent one shell script. What is shell script and other things. So I hope not more, many of you have gone through it. Okay, so shell script. Yeah, that's why most of the people would have done it. That's why I said you can do it by yourself. Anyway, so in VA you can create file or whatever. So what is VA editor? How many don't know? How many don't know? Okay, you also might not be knowing. Yeah. Others might be knowing. So, yeah. So okay. So if you want to create any file, right? So you use VA. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So ls is basic command to list all the folders. So whatever folders are there, it shows here. So in fact, you can see all of them here also. Okay. So that's what. So but mostly in the Linux, you will be using only to see all the commands, something like this one. Okay. So putty is the most preferred use, because here you can, this is only WinSCP is used only to transfer your local data from your local Windows to the that machine. So okay, this WinSCP is used for that. Yeah. Okay. So these many folders are there, and yeah, we shell script is basically a command. So then let's say to create a file. So what is the command? It's a touch file name. Okay. So that is what it is. So you don't have to instead of so you create a file, you create some content also, like let's say that date and many other things. So you can do lots of things. Command, one command, next command, next command. Let's say around 10 commands are there. All the 10 commands will get executed, just like your C or Java program, right? You can compare data or like compare strings. All those things you can do. Yeah, you can do anything. Okay. Uh, so SH. So whatever the shell script, right? So let's say you create one program. Okay. So yeah, just like in Java, right? Like you give commands, some two strings. So 5 and 5, two numbers you give and ask whether they are same or not. Okay. You can do the same program in Linux also. So for that, the program, whatever you write, right? So in Java, you write it with the extension of .java. Whereas here you write shell script means .sh. So I expected this one, .sh. Shell script means not executing commands, but the one which ends with .sh. So you need to create that one. How many have created .sh file? Okay. Shweta, in your college, they have not told you this type? Okay, shell script, they have not told. Okay. Anyway, so as I told, right? So I really know wondering the reason. So there is a command, okay? Like let's say to create a file and then you just add it with .sh and then make it as a shell script. So you get it in the YouTube. So I just want to know from your side why you people could not get this simple concept. This is nothing to like make you inferior. This is, I just want to understand like whether you did not got time or is it difficult to understand, because if I understood like what your people can understand, cannot understand, I can go to the extent of teaching up to that level. So what are our new trainees, whether are they first standard or the fifth standard or ninth standard? So this is what I want to understand. Some reason. So why shell script? What is the meaning of shell script? You could not understand. When it is just a command with .sh. Any reason? Nagraj? Is it difficult? Why you are not done? But you did not told. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So since I had asked you to go through by yourself, because it is so simple. Just like if you can understand C program or Java program, you can do this one. Okay. So that's why I have given it so that you understand this simple task. Especially your main task, the thing is your learnability has to improve. Okay. So that is one of the important tasks that we really want to do with this training session. Okay. So if, I am really scared as of now, but maybe I suppose that you were busy with some other things. That's why you could not do it. So next time I will definitely go with the giving a some simple tasks and I expect you to do it by yourself because these are not new. Okay. So I will give you some tasks also now. So there are four teams are there, right? Here four. Yeah. So some different tasks. So who is Pushpa is in Nagaraj. So Nagaraj, you take the task for that creating a new user with only okay. So there is a we have Oracle folder. So you know that one. There is Oracle. So we have a Oracle software is there in that one. So only make a different user. Okay. So create a different user, and then what you have to do is um, uh, and do it in DigitalOcean. Okay. create a different user, and they should not, if they try to delete it in WinSAP or anything, they should never be able to delete it. Okay, so that is one task you have to do. The reason why we want to do it is that Oracle Cloud, whatever we have, that is only for 1 month trial, and afterwards it will get expired. Whereas we need this one, and all of you have to be like you will be working on some of the other things in the Linux, or any new journeys if they join also, we have to have this one. Okay, for that reason, so important folders, if they do it accidentally also, they should not be deleting it. Okay, that's the reason we have to do this task. Okay. Correct. That's the task. Okay. Yeah. Do it first in the Oracle and try it, whether it works or not. Because so to test whether if you delete it, what this Oracle itself, if it goes, you will be in trouble. Okay. Yeah. So that is one task. So that is Nagaraj team. So Prasad team. So what you can do is just create one shell script, create one shell script where like it will create a file along with date. So it should display date. Okay, only that task for you. Okay, so your team as a team, I'm giving it. Okay, because you have to practice also. If I just say something, and because I have seen last time, I have told you, given you some task, and it's not been done. Okay, so that is not really impressive. Okay, so your team shell script. Yeah, so give a date externally and say whether it's today's date or not. Okay, so that task, and your team, right? Okay, yeah, shell script which compares two integers and says true or false. Okay, so you just remember these tasks. Okay, so you have to do some practice also. Yeah, so that is with the shell script. So I expected to do it by yourself. I could definitely go and give it, but definitely since you would have done many C programs and many Java programs, so this is also just one program. That's it. It's nothing any difficult. Okay. So cloud I told, and load balancer last time I told, I have given the link also. So so Prasad, you take this as a priority and finish your all the links whatever I given, right? So that you understand load balancer. Okay. Yeah. So Linux shell scripting I have given it. So you go and practice. Okay. And then there is a cron job. What is cron job? Yeah. So this is one problem. So how many have practiced cron job? Correct. Not of them, because to do the cron job you have to have shell script. So nobody has done shell script. So nobody might have done the that's something. Okay. Yeah. So cron job is basically it's a scheduling tool. Okay. So what is okay? I'll just tell you in bigger companies, right? So all the employees' salaries will be put on first. Okay, so let's say around 1,000 employees or 50,000 employees are there. So how the salary will get credited is, so they have written some program. Okay, on first of every month, let's say morning 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So this program has to execute. So what that program will do is, so it will fetch the data from somewhere and their accounts, and it will just transfer from source to destination. So it will just do it. So to do this kind of jobs, right, where it's periodical and uh, manually hectic. If somebody does it manually, how much it will be difficult, right? So that too, like everything gets automated. Concept is automated. So that is one example where cron jobs are used. Okay. So like, yeah, this is very important. You have to understand, and it is also called as scheduling. So it just schedules the job basically. There is some job, some hectic job is there, and it schedules. Okay. So that is what cron job is. Okay. So what is cron job is cron tab. Okay. So how do you execute cron tab? Cron tab hyphen. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it has got, so at the top you get some like explanation and other things, and then there is a month, hour, date of month, and then month and date of week. So and then command. Okay. So all the details will be given. Okay. So you just give what is the minute. So for every 1 minute. So if I given 1 minute, so there is star star star. So what is the star 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 tells is, so nothing. So don't do anything. That's what it means. So if I want to do it on date of month, right? So if I just say first, right? So on first of every month it will execute. Okay. Or if I put it on 20. Okay. Yeah, 20. If I put it on 25, and every month of 25 it will execute. Okay. Day of month. So as of now, yeah. And then there is a day of week. So we can say it as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that kind of task also we can schedule. Okay. Uh, so I will just there is a one shell script I have written. So it just says star star star. Okay. Yeah. This also. Okay. So if I put hash mark, it is a comment. Okay. So that will not execute. So I have just added this, and then Control X, it will ask whether you want to save. Just say yes. Okay. So it is this much simple. Okay. So again, there are lots of YouTube videos which explain much better than me. So why I prefer YouTube videos is they are like mostly experienced in the teaching field, and they are good in explaining. They will explain much better. So that too, they are very basic concept. So you just go through some of them and try to understand. Okay. So when you try to do this one, so what is that programs we will just see. We shall. So there is a test2 and test.sh I have created. Yeah, so there is one more thing that I have forgot to tell you. So there is a vi a.sh. I will create something, and then let's say uh, yeah, yeah. So and then, so there are lots of shortcuts are there. You have to learn them. Okay. So to save a file, what you have to do. So all those things are something like you have to understand. So I have just created this a.sh, and there is a difference. You can see there is a test.sh in green and a.sh in normal white. Okay. So anybody knows what is the meaning of it? Okay. Okay. So this is not just like in Java, right? If you want to execute, so you have to first compile it and then execute. Java C, and then only you can execute. So just like that. So, but it's not that way. So a.sh is in white because it is not executable. So it has to be given admin comments. Okay. So what is admin comments? Anybody any idea? Okay. So admin comments is like run it via admin. So install it via admin role, something like that. You might have heard, right? It's just that one. So there is shortcut for that. chmod 777 a.sh. So and then if I see, so now a.sh also in the what is that executable mode. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then how do you execute this a.sh is dot slash and then a.sh. Okay. This is what, and then enter, and it would have created a file now. So if you see this 1, 2, 3, it was not there previously when I give ls command. Can you see? Previously it was not there, and now it is there. Okay. So these are all simple things so that you understand shell scripts. Okay. So this is shell script, and only with good practice and good whatever task we give, you can learn it. Definitely, like in data science, at places you will definitely use some of the concepts. Like you may or may not use, but definitely it's worth if you learn it as a professional, because you are expected. Okay, most of the servers are on the cloud. Okay, so that's why to operate any cloud machine you need Linux only. Okay, so that is why you have to understand these commands and try to learn at least important commands. Okay, although I know that one, so only when we give any task then only you will learn. Okay, so that is it. Okay. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So and then with, so I have given what is that? This one. Some cron job I have given. So cron job is scheduling. I have done 2 scheduling things, and we have to see whether they are getting executed or not. Okay. So today's date is 27. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So not here. So that's, so to see what is the content of the file is, you have to give cat. Okay. Okay. So what is that cat is? So I am just that means that inside the file, what is the content? What is the program I have written? Okay, and this is something like we give hash colon and bin bash. Okay, so on touch in the folder temp, I'm asking testing1.txt to be created. Okay, so I have to go to cd temp. Okay. Okay. So now if I see, yeah, so one more task I will give now. Okay. So there is a Jan 27. Okay. So that means that I there is a testing one that txt file has been created, and this has been created because we have given that 1 minute of scheduling. For every 1 minute, create a execute that file. Okay. Touch test.sh. Okay. So cron tab funny. So if you remember, so there is a test.sh. So this shell is getting created those text files for every 1 minute. Okay. So this is to make you understand what is scheduling. Okay. So anybody having any doubt here? Is it difficult or easy? Right. Okay. Okay. So one more task I will give. Okay. So Sonia team, your team can take that task. So what this Microsoft does is they whatever the other products they give, right? Just like so, Unix is basically it's a competition to Microsoft. So Microsoft comes with license version, whereas this is the open source. Okay. So here this time it was showing, right? So time is 6:39. The reason is I have created this cloud in somewhere in Singapore or San Francisco. So that is why it is showing that time. So you just create this time to IST. So just find out how to do it and make it so that next time I see the same commands when I execute, it will be showing at 12:11 this program has got executed. Whereas we know that one, this is not 6:39. Okay. So that task you take it. Okay. Fine. So any other questions? So cron job, logs, grab, notes. Okay. Yeah, grep I will take it later. So logs is something important. Even that also I have made this one like video link I have already given. So what is logs is? So how many of you know what is logs? Any idea? Okay. So in Java, right? What you do is basically you write system.out.println. Okay. So there is a 500 lines of code. So like let's say in 500 lines of code at 450 line 450th line you have an error. But when you try to debug, right? So there are many systems that out you can up to 300 it will get executed and then it gets failed. Okay. But you will find it. So how many of you know how to debug in Java? I don't know. Have you tried debug? Yeah. So debug is something very important in the Eclipse. That also you need to try it. Okay. So that is one thing. If you are not Prasad, debug ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Okay. Okay. So debug is something very important. Okay. Yeah. So that is only it's just gives a history. So that is just an example. Okay. So that means that how many commands has been executed. So in the server, right? Let's say Oracle server or MySQL server. So what happens is there are many admins will be there, many users will be there. They will be accessing. Okay, even like in a bank, right? So even yeah, in the bank, when some users enters, then you by using user ID and password. So what will happen is like there are each and every actions. So they have done this transaction or whatever. So all those things will get stored in the logs basically. So at this particular time, okay, at 11:55, 35 seconds, somebody user Prasad has entered, logged in, and then he has made a transaction of so and so with his particular IP. So it will record all those data in the server basically. So that is one example. That's what log does basically. So logs are nothing but so whatever happening in the machine, it just goes on storing it. So even there is a server down. Sometimes server what happens is because of XYZ reasons, it just shuts down. So we don't know reason why it is shut down. So at that time, what we do is we take a server logs. Okay. So server will give some logs out of memory bounds. Okay. There is out of memory. So server logs are there are many server is with limited memory. Okay. So at that time, lots of files are there getting created and server goes into out of memory. That is one of the example where server goes down. So we'll come to know, oh, okay, this has happened and what we have to do. We have to take those logs into our local, because logs are important, and then delete and make the memory proper, like so that server will be able to restart again. Without memory, like it will not restart. Okay, so this is what logs means basically, and it is important for all of you because in MDM also we use concept of logs. So whenever some error has happened, we go to logs and then try to see what has happened. Especially we will come to know. So server was there, how do we get that logs is, so for every 1 hour, one log will get generated, one log file. So log from this time to this time, log from this time to this time. So files, logs are nothing but they are the files basically. So I given the links. When you go through, you will understand. So those files, it just shows at this particular time what have how many users have logged in or what else have happened. It just goes on just like your system out println, and it just gives the those commands. That's it. Okay, so that is what the logs. Yeah, so graph and nodes is nothing. It's not. Node is just a like one virtual machine in the given network basically. So our server is a node. Okay. Yeah. So that is about this first session. Yeah. So and then I have covered this scheduling also. Okay. So then I have to give some introduction on some of the other things. Yeah. So this is a on a bigger picture where we are. So it's an ecosystem for the data science. So sir might have already told we get lots of data. So this on-premises data, streaming data, SaaS data. So how many of you knows what is SaaS? What is that? Okay. Correct. Yeah. So that is what. So through browser, whatever we access, that is the SaaS application. Yeah. Okay. So we get so many data and stream storage, cloud data lake. So all comes in the data lake, and then there is a cloud storage, and this is where like data science and AI. So where we do the our MDM. So in a bigger space in this one, so we are here. Okay, so you have to, so if we why we have given the data dictionaries. So when you try to do all those things, right? So you will understand some of the things here. Okay, so why we do scheduling is, I will just tell you. So what happens in a bank is uh, every night at somewhere around night 12 o'clock to 3 a.m. right morning. So at that time there is a data. So on this particular data, in a typical bank, how many new users have joined, how many new account holders have came. So all those data get processed at that time. Okay, so if I tell you there is a scheduling, so will you understand? So that's why how that technically it happens. Okay, so that means that here there is a streaming and on-premises. So this on-premises, this data from here is coming for us. For MDM, it will come. Okay, via scheduling. So scheduling, now all of you know what is that. So it just schedules so some job, and that data comes from this time to this time. Okay, so to make you understand all those things, we are giving these exercises. So as I said, right? So it is when we, although we are here, you need to understand what is this all. Okay, so it's just like in Deshpande Foundation, we are InfoCrush. Even then also, we need to know what is reception or what is who is admin and many other departments. It's just like that. Okay, it's just knowing that thing is important. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm done with it. Any questions? Let me know. So we'll take other things next time. So Prasad, this is like make that like. Okay. No. Okay. So anybody has got any questions? Anything? Okay. So more exercise is something like if you do right. Yeah. So one more thing I wanted to tell you is, so when you execute any programs, right? So don't aim for like getting it run in the first shot. Okay. So you have to get many errors. So when you get errors, right? So what is the error and how do I go and solve it? Errors are exception. So this is something very important because the MDM is built on Java. So there also, when you are giving trying to run, right, it will give some errors and exceptions. So at that time, you should not feel new to it because you know there are errors and exceptions, and how do I understand what it is and how do I rectify it. So you have to work on making some trial and errors and executions. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for today.